Good day, my loves. Good day, good day, good day. I hope you are well. This is Spiritually Savage, and I am sending you tons of love, big old hugs, and as always, my necklaces are healing for your heart. So, I am out in the matrix, y'all, and I don't come out here too often. I don't. If I ain't going to the grocery store or running an errand, and since, it's funny because earlier today I had to check myself because I was like, I don't have a life. Like, it's funny because my sister be like, because sometimes it takes me a minute, but if you know how I shop, which they do, I like to go up and down the aisles because I like to try new things. But every time I come back from the grocery store, and I know it's like a gaslighting tactic, and it doesn't bother me anymore because these are the things that I need. It's not like I'm out there doing anything but then a memory came to me, and so I am going to apologize when I get back to the house because I remember there was a point in time when I had lost my mind and I was living in a hotel, in one of them weekly hotels down in Douglasville. Long story. And I'd stayed down there for 2 years until I finished, until I graduated from college. And I used to come up, but I never came up to really visit. I came up to use her car. So maybe that's like muscle memory she has. So I will apologize for it. But she always be like, well, where you be? Where you go? And I'm like, all I do is go to the grocery store. I really do. I don't go anywhere else. I don't go visit nobody because I don't have no friends. I am not where I think they're turning. I'm not going. Oh, okay. I'm not going to visit no dudes, So it's like, so earlier today I was like, I don't have a life. What do you think I be doing? And so I had to come back in and speak out loud and correct that. I said, let me correct that. I said, because I don't have the life I used to have, but I do have a life and I enjoy the life that I have because it's a blessing. Because I had to change that terminology because I don't have people, because I hung out at everybody's house. That was me. I was a social butterfly. I'm still a social butterfly. I just am in a dormant phase. Let me put it that way. Because it makes me feel as if I'm changing myself. But I am, but it's for the better. I'm living and I'm learning on when to let the ego just be. But for right now, I'm just doing me. But yeah, so today I was like, oh my gosh, your thought process has changed so much. Because I used to feel lonely. And I don't feel lonely anymore. I still feel abandonment issues, which loneliness is a sense, but mine doesn't show up as loneliness anymore. Why? Because I have combined my selves. There were times when I love being alone. That's the thing. So the abandonment issues comes out of a sense of wanting to do things with people or feeling like things are not complete unless I have people around me. Like, I love my alone time, always have. I love my space even as a kid, but I still love the camaraderie of family and friends and a significant other, right? And so when you've been raised in a narcissistic household, it warps your senses into thinking that you can't do anything without another person, if that makes any sense. Which, if you know me, or if you knew me back then, I was a traveling person. I love to travel, and I definitely am a social butterfly. So you probably wouldn't even recognize me as being. I was very needy, let me say that. And then it was like my abandonment issue showed up as separation anxiety. But it's really abandonment issues because I wasn't taken care of from infancy. I wasn't given that emotional and physical and mental and spiritual love that helps a child grow into an emotionally intelligent adult. Let me say it that way. That's it. So that's what I'm having to do now, is reparent myself. And I've been dealing with my 15-year-old self, with her sassy self for the past, I'd say probably about a few weeks now. And she's sassy. Oh, is she a firecracker? But I feel like I actually need her right now, and she needs me. And I'll go into depth a little bit more about that scenario at a later date in time, because right now, this is our business and we don't want to share it yet, right? But yeah, so I'm out in the matrix, and of course I had to, get myself prepared, because you never know what you're going to come across. I just watched a video where the police, and this is crazy, because I recognize it, and I know that the veil is thinning between us avatars here and spiritually, but it's crazy to see, yo. It really is crazy, and I'm like, God, I don't know if I'm prepared for this, but I am prepared, or I wouldn't be given the opportunity. You know what I mean? We always I don't like confrontation. I really don't. As much as people probably was like, oh, she was always in your face and this, that, and the third. It was because you were wrong, though. Or you spoke out of line. That's the only time. Other than that, I am a bubbly person. I want to love everybody. That's what got me into this mess in the first place. Loving everybody and seeing their light, but not seeing them for who they truly are behind my light that was shining so bright, because they didn't have no light. I hope you caught that, because that's normally what demons do. They hide behind your light. They do. They hide behind your light. Oh, they do. They don't have no light. They don't have no creativity. They don't have no spark. You are their spark. You are their light. Oh, I just thought about that. Okay. Well, there you go. Anywho, I'm off to make magic. I'm on my way to Whole Foods right now. Yeah. Oh, yes. I just seen a car go past me. And it just was like, okay. Anywho, I hope you guys are well. This is just a little early, quick check-in. So yeah, I've been doing, talking to my 15-year-old self, and she is a pistol. I love her to death. I love that little girl, that little young woman, wise beyond her years, which is very interesting, because out of all of the parts of me, she's one of the ones that never really spoke up. She really didn't. She didn't speak up much. To me, like making her feelings and stuff known. I'm talking about she spoke up in her life. Yeah, that was a given. Oh, she spoke up. At 15, I still didn't recognize a filter. I still didn't know at that point that I was hurting people's feelings by speaking the truth, and how. And it wasn't by me speaking the truth. That was part of it. But it was how I spoke the truth. It was how I spoke the truth. And basically, I returned energy, but I didn't have to deal with it that way. But anywho, yeah, that 15-year-old girl, ooh, buddy. She knew enough to know better, but she was still learning and growing in her process. So she spoke very bluntly. Very bluntly. She speaks bluntly to me. And I'm like, whoa, okay, Scorpio. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Cooking makes me happy. I don't know if that's part of the spider web, the narcissistic spider's web, because I do definitely know that we don't need food to survive. We really don't. But, and I just also recognize, or it's sunk in because I heard it a million times, that eating food releases the same amount of dopamines that heroin addicts or drug addicts get. So I need a meeting. but I'm my own meeting because I'm dealing with the trauma that started it. I don't know what the trauma is, though. I don't know. I really don't know. That's why there's a partnership with me and my 15-year-old self, because she spoke up. When I asked the question, it was her that spoke up. She didn't say what it was. She just stepped out of the crowd. So I'm like, okay, well, little mama, let's do this. So that's where I'm at right now on my journey. That's where I'm at. I did have a moment the other day, but I think that's going to continue, because I really can never say that I'm like, hey, let's just be surrounded by, I will never be that person. But I do appreciate the time that I have, though. Why? Because every day I learn something new and different about myself. Every day I discover something about myself. And if I was out doing stuff in the world, in the matrix, because I want to get it popping. I want to do work. I want to, whatever my calling is, whatever God calls me to do, I'm ready to do it. But the things that I learn on a day-to-day basis, I'm glad I'm learning in the comfort of the space that I'm in. If that makes any sense to you, I hope that does. Did I miss my space? I think I did. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. No, I didn't miss my turn. Yeah, so that's the space that I'm in today at 10:45 in the AM on, what day is it? Today is the 9th, February the 9th of 2022. And I have my mind. How about you? How about you? Well, I'm going to say I have the majority of it. I have the majority of it. I can say that my anxiety, I've not had a panic attack or anxiety in forever, and I'm not speaking that into existence at all. So that tells me a lot about the growth of my emotional intelligence, because, listen, I can recall a time where it felt crazy, y'all. You feel crazy. You feel out of touch. You feel out of sorts. You feel like something is wrong. And it indeed was. It indeed was. So, anywho, better days did prevail, as you can see. And now I'm just growing into the new me. It feels weird. Because like I said, like earlier today, that was an example. Because when I thought about it, it was like, I don't miss that. I don't miss the people that were around me. I don't miss it. I don't. Because I know better now. I know their energy signatures, and I know they didn't mean me any good. So I don't miss it. I miss the camaraderie, but I'm learning how to deal with that as well, I guess. I am. Because I do, two heads, I've always said, are better than one. So, Anywho, I hope you guys are well. I really do. Peace of mind is what we strive for. The amenities that this matrix has to offer is good. But peace of mind is what is going to get us through. And knowing who we are, and knowing our own thoughts from others, and knowing our own energy from others, and trying and obtaining to reach a higher vibration, okay? So we can reach that frequency, that godlike frequency that lets us know that we are covered, that we don't have to worry about anything, that we don't have to, agonize or mull over things. Like, my mind still tries to do that, but I'm a lot stronger than I was when I first started this journey. So it doesn't even get to the point where I was having panic attacks. And not even knowing why I was having panic attacks. Understand that part, okay? I didn't even know why I was having panic attacks. I didn't know it had anything to do with emotional instability. I didn't know none of that. But I knew something was wrong. I knew something wasn't right. And I kept calling it out like, this ain't supposed to be. What happened? It was like my life just started turning, y'all. And it wasn't like it turned. It wasn't like it turned fast. It was a slow progression. It was like, okay. So now when I notice the synchronicity, it's like when, it's like, so, you know, like if you ever driven a car and you need a front end alignment and you're going straight and you let the steering wheel go and it'll start slowly, depending on how bad your alignment is. If it's just a little bit off, then it'll start going slowly over to the left or to the right, depending on how it's off. That's how my life went. So now when I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention. And so when I feel myself going to the left or to the right, it's like, because I want to be in balance. I want to be in the middle. I want to be in the center. I want everything to be in alignment, right? And so now I pay close attention. Now I am aware. My awareness and my keenness on myself, though. I'm aware and keen to everything and everybody around me. But mainly I pay more attention to myself because I'm trying to get to know this new body. I'm trying to become more aware and be in alignment. I still have struggles, I'm not going to lie. And I do know in order for my gifts, my spiritual gifts to be at their most height and most potent, I need to be in alignment, meaning sober mind, body, spirit. That's mentality, emotionally stable, physically fit and healthy. You know, all that comes into play. You can't have one without the other, meaning you can't be like very spiritual and you have emotional intelligence, but you eat like crap. Even if you're small, you can still eat like crap. Doesn't matter. Okay, so everything, that's what I'm focused on right now. That's what I'm focused on right now. And so I am in the parking lot and I'm about to go in because I love looking at new things and I love seeing what I can create. And yeah, I love this journey. I'm still on my vegan journey, y'all. I really am. Listen, a fried egg sandwich has been calling my name for the past 3-4 days, and I don't know what that's about. And I was so close, y'all, so many times to go in there. And I don't buy eggs, so that means I would have had to use one of my sisters or my nieces and one of the eggs that's in the refrigerator. I even walked to the fridge and I looked at it and I was like, no. And if you know me, you know I loved fried egg sandwiches. I loved them, right? I'm working. Guess what? So yesterday I ran. Normally I tell y'all that I ran and I walked. No, I ran. I ran all day yesterday. I did not walk, not one time. Not one time. So I'm super proud of myself because I know what I'm capable of. But I also know that I am fighting demons and principalities that do not want me to be in alignment. I do know that much too. I do know that. They don't want none of us divine chosen ones to be in alignment because then that means that we can draw on our godly power. Yeah, that's why. So, anywho, I'm fin to go. Yes, I said fin to. Go into the grocery store. And I will see and check you guys later. Namaste, Ashe, Mazel Tov.